we really are technologists. We grew up in the Silicon Valley. That's where we spend our time. 65, 70% of our portfolio is really software or tech-enabled businesses. But nowadays, everything is tech-enabled, and you have to speak the language. And so we try to build that bridge from Silicon Valley through all the businesses that are being disrupted, being Amazoned. And you talk about industries like grocery, auto. Those are all the places where we play, looking for people who are disrupting or can protect against the disruption. So you can play both sides of the fence, and there's a lot of opportunity. You just got to have great managers and a great product. I mean, that's what everyone knows. It's nothing new. But for us, it's again, attacking it in a direct dialogue. If you have a seller that's willing to have a direct dialogue with me, I'm going to be super happy about that.
Hey, Steve. Scott Wapner, good to speak with you. I have a football question for you. How would you describe the current state of the game, given the anthem issue, the rule changes, just so many other things that have swirled around professional football for the last year? The state of the game is what?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. My partners let me go to Monday Night Football and do a pre and post game, and I really love my time with ESPN. I've been there almost 20 years too, and Seth Markman and all the guys there. The league is, for the first time, not inelastic in the demand. I mean, they could do anything, and it wouldn't stop the increasing demand for appetite for NFL football. And for the first time a couple years ago, you saw that break, and that break is, I think, not going to go away. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure as far as concussions and injuries and the national anthem. I think they can't just put the genie back in the bottle, so they're going to have to be pretty athletic. They can't be bullies about this. They have to be partners with the players, partners with the public, partners with the cities that they live in, giving back, figuring out how to take their, the players that have strong interests in social justice. They're going to have to engage them, and each team's going to have to do that. They're going to get better and better at it. They cannot just put a wall up and stop what's happening. So I think more and more there's going to be demand for the athletic owners to figure out ways to engage in partnership with all these places, so that they can withhold the issue with concussions, with issues with injuries, and the things that no one can really control. So the state of the league is in flux. Let's be honest, and I think that it's going to force. In a good way, I think, the owners to be more athletic.
I think that's a really interesting way you characterized it, and that is that the demand used to be inelastic, and now we're seeing a little spandex in there. Let me ask you about two sensitive topics. Really, the anthem. Did the league solve the anthem problem with the policy that they announced earlier this summer, or could they have made it worse? And second, should Colin Kaepernick play somewhere this year?
Well, I think it should be on merit. I mean, this is America. If you can play well, you should play, and that's the way we are.
No one seems willing to try and find out whether he can.
I know, and I think that and I think it has to be. You got to believe that he has the ability to get on a football team, and going back to the issue about the anthem, the issue is the players seeking social justice. That is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And I think that we need to engage the players. 25, 30 years ago, the union and the owners for the first time got together, and they started to treat each other as partners. That is why, in my mind, the NFL has really exploded, because that partnership was forged between players and owners. That needs to be now enhanced, not separated further. Enhanced by saying, look, what do our players need to be? How can we engage with them? How can we engage in the community? How can we bring this all in together? Do not believe you can, kind of put a hand up and it'll all go away. You've got to continue to develop these relationships and deepen them, so that the players feel a partner in the whole process. And if they don't, it won't go away. It will continue to fester.
Now, one more thing, Steve, before we let you go here. This idea that the path forward for the NFL, is it on the right trajectory right now that you can see? Is it good for the game, the way that things are progressing right now?
Well, I think a lot of teams, individual teams, have taken the lead in getting the players and finding places in their community to go, together go and serve the community. That makes it resonates with the players. And those teams, I think, are going to be leaders in the future, and we need everybody. And right now, I think there's a sense that we're going to not let anybody protest. We're not going to let anybody do anything that could cause anybody any grief. I don't. As long as everybody's engaged and feels a part of the partnership in it, then maybe that can work. But I have a sense that that's not the case for 32 teams. It's probably the case for 10, and it needs to be the case for 32. And then I think everyone can come to a solution that really would work.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.